We're taught pretty much from day one that the goal with money is, well, to get more of it, right? To build it up, to accumulate it. But what if that's completely wrong? Today, we're going to explore a really radical idea about what wealth is actually for. And spoiler alert, it has almost nothing to do with how much you can hang on to.
It all starts with this one simple but incredibly powerful idea. Just let it sink in. Money was never meant to stop with you. I mean, that cuts right against the grain of, well, pretty much everything we're taught about personal finance, doesn't it? That one sentence right there challenges the entire goal of just hoarding and accumulating.
Okay, so if it's not meant to just pile up in a bank account and stop with us, then what is its true purpose, right? That is the absolute core question we are going to unpack together. So the answer really begins with a huge shift in how we look at things. It's about changing our whole perspective on wealth. Instead of seeing money like a stagnant pond you're trying to fill up, think of it more like a river. It's meant to flow.
Now, this whole idea is really built on a concept called stewardship. And okay, while it's a biblical term, you don't have to be religious to get the core of it. Just think of it like this. You're not the owner of your wealth, you're the manager. It's been entrusted to you, not just for you to enjoy, but for you to manage wisely for a much bigger purpose.
All right, this idea of being a steward, a manager, it leads us straight to another key distinction, seeing money as a tool, not as a treasure. And believe me, there's a really crucial warning that comes along with that difference. You see, the source material points out something really important here. Scripture doesn't actually say having wealth is a bad thing. Not at all. The warning is against putting your hope in it. It's about where you find your security and the danger of placing it all in your money.
And this quote from 1 Timothy just makes it crystal clear. It says, "Command those who are rich to be generous and willing to share." Now think about that. The command isn't, stop being rich. The command is, be generous. The focus is entirely on the action you take with what you have, not on the fact that you have it in the first place.
So this really creates two completely different ways of thinking, right? You've got two paths. On one side, when money just flows to you, the argument is that it ends up trapping your heart. It just leads to accumulation for its own sake. But on the other side, when you let money flow through you, well, that's when it multiplies purpose and leads to contribution. It's a total reframing of what money is even for.
So, what actually happens inside of us when we start to live this way? This brings us to what we could call the heart of a giver, and, the incredible benefits that generosity has on our inner world.
And at the very center of this idea is a teaching from Jesus that I'm sure you've heard before. It is more blessed to give than to receive. I mean, in a world that is screaming at us 24/7 that happiness comes from getting more stuff, this statement just flips that entire script completely on its head. So how does giving actually make you blessed? Well, it works by totally realigning your internal world. For starters, the very act of giving helps break the grip that greed can have on us. It also forces us to shift our focus away from what we don't have to being thankful for what we do have, which builds this amazing foundation of gratitude. And maybe most importantly, it's this constant, practical reminder that our real security doesn't come from a number in a bank account, but from something way, way deeper.
And this is absolutely crucial to understand. This principle isn't just for rich people, not at all. Real generosity isn't measured by how many zeros are on the check. It's measured by the heart behind the gift, that genuine willingness to share what you've got, whether that's a little or a lot. Okay, so understanding the what and the why is great, but let's get practical. How do we actually do this? How do we put generosity into practice in our real lives? Because this is about way more than just having a generous feeling every now and then. It's about building an actual habit of giving.
Well, the source really boils it down to two simple steps. First, give intentionally. This means you actually plan your giving instead of just waiting to react to a need that pops up. And second, make it a habit. Like actually schedule it and treat it like any other important priority. It's the difference between a random act of kindness and a disciplined, intentional lifestyle.
So what does intentional giving actually look like? Well, it could be something like consistently supporting your local church or a community group you care about. Or it might be more personal, like directly helping out someone you know who's going through a tough time. Or maybe it's investing in causes and organizations that really reflect your values and are doing good work out there in the world.
And this all brings us to our final and maybe the most powerful point. What's the real return on investment here? This is all about completely redefining what it even means to be rich. And here is the great paradox in all of this. The whole argument is that when you give money away, you don't actually become poorer. You become freer.
You literally unchain your heart from the weight, the burden, and all the anxiety that comes from depending on money for your security.
There's a line from the source material that just says it all so beautifully. It's a perfect summary of this entire idea. Your wallet may shrink, but your heart grows.
So, we're going to end with a question. And it's not for us, it's for you. As you think about your own life, your own resources, what's one thing, just one thing, that you can do to make your money flow?